I'm Tom Tulibaski from Argyle. My senior year of school, I joined the National Guard in January of 1973. And then I went to monthly meetings.
Well, did you go to monthly meetings before you went to basic training, or? Okay,
yes.
yep.
And then I went to monthly meetings, and then that year I graduated. That August I got sent to basic training
Where were the monthly meetings at?
in Thief River Falls.
Okay,
And then I went to basic training in AIT
okay,
in
where'd you go to basic training at?
Fort Polk, Louisiana.
How'd you get there?
I flew down there.
Okay,
My dad took me to Thief River. The first time I'd been flying, and it was the first time I'd been away from home, and I was scared shitless. But we made it. And
did you know anybody you were with?
no,
Okay, and in these, you were at basic training, were you in what kind of barracks?
and then tin hut buildings.
10 buildings.
10 buildings. And Louisiana was on one of these that sweat easy. So all day I was wringing wet every evening.
So,
You know, I was in infantry, so we did a lot of walking.
so were the barracks air conditioned?
No,
And they were tin?
tents. No, it was warm in there.
You have fans? Or?
Fans and open windows, but it was still hot.
Okay. How many guys were in a barrack?
And it was 8 or 10 of us, I don't remember now for sure.
Okay.
And I went to basic AIT, and I was home for Christmas
Where'd you go to AIT?
in Fort Polk.
Oh, you did the whole thing right
Yeah,
there?
everything was right there. North Polk was basic, South Polk was AIT.
Okay, and when you were you with regular army at all? Guys that were gonna be
Yeah.
regular army?
There's a lot of guys that were there. They had a choice, either go to jail or join the service.
And they were the ones that were regular army?
They were regular army.
Okay, when as National Guard, do you feel you were do you feel that you were treated any different than the guys that were regular
Not
army?
really, not really. And then we had different squads, our drill sergeants, they would compete with each other. And we had to do the work, we had the goods so we could beat the other.
Okay, at basic training, what did you do?
We did a lot of marching, like parade style. And
Did you do rifle range, gas
Oh, yeah.
chamber? Did you go through the tear gas chamber?
I was through the gas chamber, M16s we had, and 45s. Then we went to 50 grenades shooting. So
Okay. And so basic training, how did it go for you? Was it hard or?
it was hard because I was out of shape. I lost about 20 pounds down there.
So it didn't hurt you too bad?
No. And then I was in infantry for a while. Then I started making blood pressure started building up. So then they put me in the kitchen for like 6 months, not 6 months, 6 weeks. And at the end, I was in supply officer.
So you spent what, 2 months?
4
2 months
months.
basic training?
Yeah, it
and
was
then-
8 weeks, I think, and then he went to AIT.
Okay. And that was about the same. And
Well, we got out early because of Christmas. I think we had 2 weeks to go, but they just said, no, you'll be done.
from AIT,
AIT, yeah,
and they sent you home.
sent me home.
And you were in AIT. It was infantry also.
Yes,
Okay.
Yeah.
And then you flew home again.
flew home again. And on the way home, I had a neighbor boy that was in the service, but he ended up in a different place. Here we're on the same plane. We didn't see each other till we got back to the
Who was that?
Paul Kostancic.
Okay.
And like I say, we didn't, getting off the plane, we run into each other.
So you were he was in Fort Polk also.
No, he was somewhere else.
He was in another fort.
Another fort, just the plane.
Was he in National Guard too?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you got home for Christmas.
And that was in 73, and then I had camps every year, well, monthly meetings. Then we went to a summer camp. Then there was 1 year we had winter camp instead.
Where'd you go to summer camp?
Not Fort Polk, Camp Ripley,
Camp Ripley in
Minnesota.
Kansas?
Yeah.
Oh, Minnesota, yeah.
Mhm.
Okay,
So then one winter camp, that was interesting. We did a lot of skiing and walking snowshoes and slept in tents, 4 of us, with a little heater. You
they had a
got
little
into
heater.
your sleeping bag to undress, and then you stayed in there all night and dressed up before you got out.
Yeah, good times.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that was 2 weeks long?
2 weeks long,
So you were in the National Guard how long?
6 years,
6 years. How many times did you go to camp?
once a year.
Once a year. And what somebody, and they all Camp Ripley or?
All everything Camp Ripley.
Okay. And while you were in the National Guard, were you called out into the communities at all to do anything?
There was 1 year we had flood duty in East Grand Forks.
Do you remember what year? Was that 97 or
I think it was, yeah.
97? Okay.
And all we did there is watch the dikes. So we had like 2 hours on, 4 hours off. And we stayed at the college down there.
Okay. At the UND?
Yeah,
Okay. And that was pretty bad time, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
And we just rode around Jeeps and watched the dikes.
And was you were in the National Guard, any people you knew?
Well, my neighbor Gail Kuzna, Tim Urbania, then there was some guys from Florian and Strankus. And we
Okay.
had our own platoon kind of. So we kind of called ourselves the F Troop, like it used to be on TV. So,
You didn't have to fight, what was them Indians called, I can't remember now. For F Troop, yeah.
yeah, that was on TV years ago.
Right, right. So while you were there, is there anything you wish you'd have done different?
Not really. The only thing I really grew up. And I used to say every senior boy should have to go to that boot camp. Not go overseas or anything, but you really grow up fast.
Yep.
But when you get there, get off the bus, the first day, reception station, then drill sergeant are just standing there screaming. You don't know what to do.
What was your rank when you got out?
E4.
E4. Okay. Anything else you want to add to this, Tom?
It was just a good experience. And like I said, I'd recommend it not to go overseas or fight, but just that training.
Just to grow up.
Just to grow up, yes.
Got anything else?
No, thanks.
Okay, Tom, well known around the community of Argyle and surrounding areas.
Yes.
And
I drove school bus for the Argyle School for
yeah, that's right.
32 years. Now I'm retired. And my wife was a nurse for 45. She's retired, so we're both living at home now, just enjoying retirement.
Good, good. What did you do anything else besides drive bus?
Well, then I farmed. We had a dairy farm, and then I worked out in the potatoes and
Work for area farmers? then, or?
air farmers. Yeah.
Yeah, very good. Again,
And then janitor at the school for a little bit.
okay.
I never took a break, but now I'm taking my break.
You're taking a break, yep. You don't like to go to, what do you do for fun?
Not much anything. Go to Florian Park.
Okay,
My wife wants to travel, but I don't know. She got a pull on me to do it.
you don't care to?
Well, my feet are so bad that I go somewhere I can't walk far, and it kind of spoils it.
Okay.
So,
Again, thank you, Tom, well known in the community, surrounding areas. Thank you for doing this interview and thank you for your service.
thank you for everything.